All right. Yeah, Barrett. Oh, sorry. I said your name already. I shouldn't have done that, but mystery guest, everybody forget the name I just said. Could you please switch the microphone setting? All right, it's done. He can be heard right now. He is giving me a silent thumbs up, showing me that he's ready and good to go. Welcome, everybody, to You're Gonna Love This. I am your host, who mostly doesn't say his name, Adam Moshcatel. This week, I am back home in Seattle for Thanksgiving weekend. Apologies if I accidentally said, a spoiler alert, that my next guest would be my mom and dad. That is not true. This person sitting across from me is not my mom and dad.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, but he is a fantastic person anyway. He is a improviser, comedian, fellow podcaster from my college improv troupe, currently still on the college improv troupe as a senior. Please welcome to the show, Mr. Barrett Vandiver.
That's me, Barrett Vandiver.
Yeah, welcome, buddy.
Thank you. I don't think I've ever had such a lengthy introduction on a podcast.
I like to build it up. I like to give people some idea that, this is a fun guy. This is an interesting person.
It made me think that I have a lot of qualities.
I think you do. I've experienced them. You're a very quality-filled person.
I do want to say that I loved the intro song. I think you nailed it this time.
Well, that's not what you will be judging, but thank you for judging it and letting me segue into what this show is about.
Oh, awesome.
This is a podcast where I attempt to write and perform the perfect song for my guest every week. That first one was not my attempt. That was just the intro music that I do different every time. Hopefully that hasn't been confusing for people. Doesn't seem confusing to me, but now I'm thinking about it, and maybe people were like, wait, he said he played two songs.
He wrote two songs. I
kinda did. One song always has the lyrics, "You're gonna love this podcast,"
2 or 3 times.
And the other one tends to have more
other
words.
lyrics.
Yeah, other
if you're going to write me a perfect song, it might only have the lyrics, "You're going to love this."
Wow. Okay. Well, let's not get into that just quite yet.
Oh, man.
We'll get into
Backtrack.
Yeah, totally okay.
Off the record.
Recap for my listeners of the current win-loss record on You're Gonna Love This, total perfect songs. There have been 3 perfects out of 18.
Oof.
That is an amazing number for me. That is a number that I never expected to get to.
Wow.
I didn't think I would ever... I went into this thinking if I never wrote a perfect song for anybody, I'd be okay with that in 100 episodes.
Cool.
So getting 3 and 18 is real solid for me.
You're batting 166.
Yeah, just under the Mendoza line, which is a little unfortunate. But, maybe we'll get over it on this episode. If I get another one on you or the next episode, that will get me straight on the Mendoza line on episode 20. So that'll be nice.
Nice.
Though all of those do have asterisks though, which is a fun word to say.
Are you on steroids?
I know, but I think that some of those guests, I don't know if they fully understood what I meant when I said, "Is this a perfect song?" I think what they felt, they really enjoyed the song, and I appreciate that, and I like that they liked it. But perfection means no flaws.
No flaws.
And I don't know if my songs had no flaws.
Well, don't undersell yourself.
Okay, I will not. So that concludes the
motivational portion of the podcast.
Yeah. Going into another segment, I do. Welcome to the only segment on You're Gonna Love This. This segment is called You're Gonna Love This.
Oh, I love it.
And on this segment, I tell my guest about some songs that I've been real digging recently and hope that they will enjoy. In reference to all of the time I spent together in the collective yelling at everybody to listen to Hamilton.
Yes.
My pick for this week will be the songs that have been released for the Hamilton mixtape. Immigrants, We Get the Job Done,
yes.
And the My Shot remix.
Uh-huh.
And as well,
it's a lady song.
Helpless.
Yes.
Was the other song that was released. And
I have listened to all of them.
They're fantastic.
They are.
Glad you like them?
Just it's amazing.
It's gonna be so good. There's so many good albums coming out. I'm so excited for the Hamilton mixtape, for the Childish Gambino album that's coming out soon.
Oh yeah.
Music is in a good place. Everything else is horrible and awful.
It is the golden age of music and cinema and the bronze age of everything else.
Yeah, we're really right in the trenches in the political spectrum right now. It's going bad. Digging deeper and deeper every day. So that concludes. You're gonna love this segment. We did it. You seem to like it. I don't know. I don't think I need.
Can I tell you some of the songs that I've been listening to that I've been really digging on?
Oh yeah. This will be the segment. I'm gonna love this, I guess.
Oh,
new segment. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so I found I found AV Club reported on a album that is a mashup of Daft Punk and Beastie Boys songs.
Oh,
it's like 8 of them.
Yeah,
and it's not just like mashups, but it is total like deconstructions and then reconstructions of these crazy awesome songs.
Wow.
It's called Daft Science, and listen to it, listeners.
Wow, that's a real solid recommendation. That's really good. I think I am gonna love that.
Yeah.
So real solid, successful segment so far. Good stuff.
Game changer, Barrett Vandiver.
Yeah. Man, you're just maybe the best guest I've had, I think.
Ooh, don't set me up to fail.
Switching to timer so I know how long it's been. Although I did start this about 6 minutes into recording, so it'll be some mental math I'll be doing every time I look at the clock.
Cool.
Let's get into the interview portion of the podcast.
I'm on board.
First question I like to ask all my guests. What's your emotional state right now? Either, right in the moment, maybe over the last week or month or so. Just what's your kind of overall vibe been recently?
Okay. Well, right in the moment, it's I'm feeling jolly.
Jolly.
I'm good.
Okay.
It's good to be home. I love Seattle. I was home for the weekend in University Place, Washington.
Shout out.
Shout out to UP and all the old white people there.
Woo. They like podcasts.
They love them.
Yeah.
I was home, so I would say in the longer term, I've been very stressed out this week.
Sure.
Just because my family and I have a familiar relationship.
Yeah,
and that
like most people, I would say. I mean, I was able to avoid stress this weekend by I got all my family stuff kind of out of the way early, and then just kind of stayed away. Also, my family, there were no, luckily, horrible uncles trying to tell me about why Barack Obama is an anti-Semite.
No, yeah, luckily most of my family was on the same political spectrum.
That's at least good.
Although we weren't on the same spectrum about tickling, and that we had an issue.
Who was on the wrong side of it?
I would say my grandmother was on the wrong side of the tickling argument.
She
was against tickling.
Okay. And you were trying to tickle your grandmother?
No, it was two other people trying to tickle each other, and she said, no, and I said, it's fine.
Oh, and that started a big kerfuffle?
It did, because
really?
My family is very strange.
That's hilarious. Okay, we had no tickle fights of either kind. Either the tickle fights where you're fighting with tickling or fighting about tickling.
So that is, short term. And then I would say longer term, it's winter.
Yeah.
We're getting near the end of this quarter.
Sure.
I'm tired. I'm a little bit pensive. What's that word? Thinking about myself.
You're looking inward. I don't know. I don't have a good.
Well,
that's
word
good.
that means that. We'll edit it in later.
Yeah. We'll see. I'm not very good at. I mean, I will at least listen to this portion of the podcast while I'm editing it and go, oh. That's what Barrett wants me to do. I'm not going to do anything.
And most importantly, I'm feeling festive.
Okay, great. Yes, it is the festive time of year.
Yes.
Christmas is slowly approaching.
All the holidays are approaching.
It's true. Christmas Mahana Kwanzaa is coming.
Yes, I'm not sure where Adon comes from.
Ramadan.
Yes.
Which is slightly after. But yeah. All of that is happening. Okay. It's a lot to deconstruct. Let's go through it.
Yes.
First of all, I think with the stress, do you feel like when you're feeling stressed, do you like to listen to relaxing music to try to de-stress? Is that
actually, conveniently, I really like acoustic guitar music when I'm stressed.
Well, that is lovely. What kind of acoustic guitar music do you usually listen to?
Usually, I don't like stuff that is more lyrical than I don't know, talent-based.
That's good.
kind of a weird scale to put it on.
Good for me, though.
Or like very difficult pure acoustic stuff.
Cool. I'm not gonna do that.
Okay.
That is not. I'm not gonna spend 10 minutes writing a complex guitar song for you.
Yes.
Sorry.
I'm thinking like Regina Spektor, Ben Folds, like
right.
singer-songwriter type stuff.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. That's right in my wheelhouse. No, there's a wide range of lyrical content with those guys. Ben Folds can be a little depressing, I think, at times.
Yes.
And is that that's okay to go for?
It's okay to go for.
Okay.
I do like the kind of playful stuff more.
All
Because
right,
I'm a kind of playful guy.
You know, it's funny that you say that because I am as well. We're two little playful little jokesters.
Two goofy, playful guys.
Just goofballs doing podcasts.
Playing around.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds like a doable thing. I can do some goofy singer-songwritery stuff. What do you think? Is there anything about the current season that you what do you? I don't get to ask this very often because I think I don't get to it. But if you had a perfect song, what do you think would be some elements of it other than what we've already discussed?
First of all, I remembered the word introspective.
Introspective. Oh, maybe I will edit that in earlier. We'll see.
That's a good word.
All right, I'm writing down introspective though.
If I had the perfect song for this kind of season,
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to address the elephant in the room.
Please.
It's Christmas time for me in my household. And I really like Christmas music.
Oh, okay. A lot of Jews write really good Christmas music.
Yes, they do. Because I think there's kind of like a deep beauty to songs that are purely about joy or purely about like sorrow. And that's what a lot of Christmas songs turn into. It's like I'll Be Home for Christmas is like a really sad song.
Yeah.
And like Away in a Manger is kind of a sad song.
And Baby It's Cold Outside is a horrifying
horrifying
sexual
song
assault nightmare
that everybody has tried to make funny and failed.
Doesn't work.
It's awful.
Key and Peele tried it and I was like, oh, I see what you were doing. I was upset.
Didn't like it.
Didn't make it any better for me.
Yeah. And like, I don't know, the songs I'm thinking about are like that Charlie Brown song is like, Christmas time is here.
Okay.
There's just like a melancholy to it, to the season, kind of a stillness.
Yeah, I mean, there's when the dead of winter comes and there's just white covering everything, and
it just kind of like, to me, isolates the emotions of it all because there's not anything else going on.
You're right. There's no hustle bustle around Christmas time. Everybody's together. They're in little houses.
Yeah, I mean, in the ideal, like...
Or alone.
1950s portrait. What's that guy's name?
Yeah, he does the diners and...
Yeah, that guy. In that Christmas picture, that's kind of where it comes from.
Totally. And you like to imagine that that's what what your life is. And
I think it's because most of our Christmas songs come from the baby boomer generation.
Sure.
So that's the idealized Christmas.
Gotcha.
It's like a World War II Christmas.
Okay. I
Or
think...
a post-World War II Christmas.
Did you ever hear that really, really bad Bob Dylan Christmas song that came out a couple of years ago? He decided to make... I don't know if it was a full album of Christmas songs, but it was at least one... And it was like real fast. It was like kind of in the round. It was like one of those songs that just like added a lyric at the end every time and was a little longer.
Oh, like the Partridge in a Pear Tree.
Yeah,
Christmas.
Similar, like that kind of format. And it was just real bad. And Bob Dylan is like kind of old and scary looking now, and like he just did not look cheerful or festive at all. It was an upsetting song.
I don't think I heard it.
Okay,
I can tell you the worst Christmas song is Paul McCartney's.
Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. Yeah, that song's horrible. I really, really hate that song.
Written on a bar napkin nonsense.
And just like, let's put in the worst of what is currently modern music. Just these horrible synthesizers that sound like somebody is playing it with only their index fingers.
With a choir of children.
Man,
Upsetting.
Other upsetting Christmas music. Maybe this is just going to be the season of me talking about upsetting Christmas music.
I'm on board for it.
Don't Shoot Me Santa by The Killers is a real weird song.
Haven't heard it.
I think I've actually referenced it on this podcast before. Maybe. The video is about, I can't remember, I think Santa moves in on like what's his name's mom? What's the main thing? Brandon Flowers. Brandon Flowers' mom, and
Sure.
then like kidnaps Brandon Flowers
Okay.
and takes him out to the. It's real weird and just like. What was your thought process here, bud? Like, what happened that made you worry about Santa kidnapping and killing you?
Other terrible Christmas songs. It's cliche, but Christmas Shoes makes me cry, but is awful because it makes me cry.
Yeah. There's... so do I have the mantle right now where I am attempting to make the next great...
Christmas song.
Like, this is basically... I'm attempting to recreate All I Want for Christmas Is You, but for 2016. I want to not like I'm not going to sing like Mariah Carey.
No, build whatever you can in that frame.
I'm saying, but that's the I can't think of any other modern Christmas songs. That's the only one I can think of that's been any good and like stuck around in recent years.
Yeah, that's really it.
And then like this song that will be happening.
I mean, this one, the Barrett, and it doesn't have to be a Christmas song. It can be a winter song.
A winter song. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm interested in writing a Christmas song. I think
cool.
I will tell you, even as a Jewish man, I've always enjoyed Christmas music a lot.
Yeah.
And it's something that I don't know. I don't have any bells, so we're not going to be able to get like real Christmassy.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything around.
No, we don't have any ding dongers. That's the ultimate. That's how Christmas music really happens.
Ding dong ding. I got the song stuck in my head now.
Yeah. Hopefully you get my song stuck in your head.
I will.
Okay, well oh man, this is a lot of times when I'm doing these interviews, I don't get any ideas at all until right at the end. Mm-hmm. And I've got like a lot of idea here, and it's exciting, but it's also like, oh man, where do we go? What do we do now?
We're on a good track.
I think so.
If I remember correctly, the next step is I put on those headphones and listen to something that'll make me cry.
Not quite. It's well, I mean, I guess it depends on your like.
I cry easily.
Okay. I don't know. I don't think the song is like I mean, do you mean like you think the song is sad, or like you're gonna get so upset because you're listening to it that you'll cry?
I don't know.
I've had like I said on the last episode, just the full expression of human emotion come out based on the song that you listen to.
I'm on board.
That's gonna be my last question of the interview, so I'm not gonna tell you what the song is yet or ask you what it is.
Okay.
But what other questions can I ask you, Barrett? What I'm trying to. Do you know any Hanukkah music? I know some, but I want to know what your perspective is. Do you know any other holiday music outside of Christmas music?
I was okay. So I was in like choir in high school, and we, were obligated by the state to learn songs from other holidays.
Sure.
So I do know the dreidel song.
Sure.
And we had a breakdown called Funky Dreidel that I will not make you listen to.
Can you describe it a little bit? That sounds real exciting.
So the basses, or maybe like the bass twos, didn't sing. They were beatboxing.
Ooh,
but it was like sheet music beatbox. So it was like, pff, pff, wicka, wicka, pff, pff. Like, because they
gotta hit it right on that line.
Yeah, they had to put it in 4/4.
Yeah,
it was just awful.
Yeah. Dreidel, dreidel, dreidel.
Yes, it was,
I made you out of clay.
Like, I wish it was something very different to that. But
kind of a Curtis Blow-esque rapping.
Oh yeah. And we did the same stuff in my band, but it was Christmas stuff. But we did the night before Christmas. We played it as a band, and then people stood up and rapped verses of the night before Christmas.
Oof. That's real bad.
I don't know why I talked about that. You asked me about other holidays.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's fine. I'm sad that you had to experience that and like do that.
It built my character.
I mean, I don't want to brag or anything, but my school, I was not involved in it at all, so it's not really me bragging, but my school had the best jazz band like in the country, and I didn't have anything to do with it.
Oh, that's true. I actually followed our jazz band to their competition, and you guys kicked our ass.
Yeah. A cool story. For listeners at home, if you want to know what some of those people are doing now, 3 dudes from my jazz band.
They're all named Macklemore.
Yeah, no. He, I don't believe, was a part of the jazz band experience. But the three dudes from my Barrett is currently, you can hear that sweet sound of water. They went on Tiny Desk NPR recently.
Wait, that's awesome.
Yeah, they're called the Westerlies. You can look them up. They're real good. It's one of those things.
Shout out Westerlies.
I was talking to a lot of people from my high school over the weekend, and we were just like, yeah, I think part of why we always thought we were shitty at instruments and just
Because you were being
creative.
compared to people who were really talented.
Amazing, yeah. The people that are now on, NPR and being
National
watched by
stages.
everyone.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's real cool, and also, it's like freeing in some ways to see like their success. So I can like go like, oh, good, like the people that I thought were way better than me are way better than me, but that's
It
fine.
reaffirms your life view.
Yeah. But that means it's okay. Most people are not that good. I just went to a school with a lot of amazing people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Barrett, we've got a little bit more time. We got like maybe 2 more minutes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you feel? Is there anything else you can expect?
I told myself I would mention,
Please.
that my favorite songwriter is Randy Newman.
Oh, okay.
So there you go.
That's interesting. That's a Randy Newman-esque Christmas song.
It doesn't have to be Randy.
No,
Newman.
no. This is the last minute inspiration that really kicks this
He has
podcast into
some
overdrive.
really beautiful, like, slow winter stuff.
Yeah, the only songs I know from Randy Newman are, well, I mean, the obvious.
You
like,
got a friend of me.
Yeah, of course. His like ironic songs about racism.
Yeah. Rednecks.
Rednecks and short people.
Short people,
Those
yeah.
are the 2 that I am aware of. I don't think I'm gonna.
No.
I don't have the ability to like construct that like depth and irony in 10 minutes. I think he took longer than that to write Short People and Rednecks.
No, the song I'm thinking of specifically is called I Think It's Gonna Rain Today. And It's
Okay.
a very sad song about homelessness.
That
But
does sound sad.
it's beautiful.
He's
Listen to it, listeners. Another Barrett pick.
Oh man, that's not part of the I'm gonna love this segment. That was just a Barrett. He just threw that one out.
I've got my own segments that I'm bringing.
I don't know if we're ever gonna bring back I'm gonna love this because no other guest has been so forthright with recommendations.
Maybe if they make it a segment, they'll remember.
Yeah, but I don't tell anybody what my segments are, so they would just be blindsided.
You could just say, "What have you been listening to recently?"
I usually do that during the interview portion, but you just like kind of got in their
offered it.
head.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, you're a very eager man. I think
I'm
that's
excited. I
yeah.
like podcasts. I like being on them.
Podcasts are fun. Podcasts are good to listen to when you're doing other things
Yeah.
and you want some small distraction.
Ooh, I will probably be listening to this while I'm playing Civ 6 on my computer. So
Nice.
can I give myself some advice?
Sure.
Build a trader. Go to war. Because you don't go to war enough, Barrett.
Yeah.
You're a pansy.
Make sure keep an eye on those envoys to city-states. You want to be the Suzerain.
You sure do want to be. I'm so glad you play Civ 6.
I just watch videos of people playing it,
dang.
actually. I am not willing to spend money on it. Well, I think that will pretty much wrap up the interview segment. I had a good time.
I had a good time.
Now, I've got just one final question for you that I have hyped up a little bit.
I'm on board.
And you have listened to the podcast, so you already heard the question be asked. But, Barrett, have you ever heard of the song Cars by Gary Newman?
I think so.
That's a good answer. You're gonna have real good knowledge of it because my musical timer and your musical palate cleanser
Are both
the same,
Cars
one
by-
and the same. Cars by Gary Newman 3 times in a row.
Oh no! I remember you wrote this as something you really hate, right?
It's a song. Well, the kind of
For
reason
Sinterklaas, I think this was one of your dislikes.
it might have been. I've changed my mind a little bit. Sinterklaas is a big topic to get into right at the last second.
You should have a Sinterklaas podcast.
Oh,
the
man.
Sinterklaas cast.
That'd be fun. Look up Sinterklaas at home. It's a I think Belgian derivation of Christmas,
It's
something
a
like that.
collective thing.
Yes, but it is like a tradition in other parts of the world. We didn't make it up.
I love it.
Barrett, thank you for being on. Oh, wait, what am I saying? That's like you're leaving. We're not done with the podcast.
No,
we're halfway
let's
through.
do Cars.
Yeah, you are now gonna go. Usually, you go into my bathroom.
Okay.
But we're not in my apartment.
Guys, go into my bedroom.
You can just go into your bedroom. So when we return, I will have written Barrett some kind of Randy Newman-esque Jewish person writing a Christmas song.
I'm so excited.
And we'll see if he thinks it's perfect or not. See ya in some time.
All right.
Bye. Hey guys, Adam Moshcatel here, host of You're Gonna Love This. Unfortunately, I didn't receive an audio recording from my hacker friend who has been following the exploits of this algorithm cult. I got something a little more interesting, though, this week. I actually received a heavily redacted government memo about seemingly one of the members of the cult, so I guess I'd just read this for you. So it says, John Redacted. Unfortunately, his last name is Redacted. I guess John's all we're going to get. Born February 27th, 1972. Residence, Cave in Rock, Illinois. Never heard of that place. Occupation, Payless Shoes Assistant Manager. Height 5'4", weight 290 pounds. Distinguishing features, scarring around the temple due to self-inflicted knife-based haircut wounds. Yeah, that sounds about accurate. That's what I've heard. Okay. Then it goes on. John Redacted, hereafter known only as John, is a Class Q threat level occult thrall under the influence of Class Omega threat level occult being algorithm. Under the direction of Gary Newman, John contacted Algorithm in 19 Redacted and was immediately set to task on creating a team to satiate Algorithm's requests. And then it's just a bunch of black lines, like couple pages here. Okay, here's a little bit that they actually left pretty much alone. It says, since 19 redacted people have died daily as a direct result of Algorithm's earthly presence. Oh my god. Only since late July of 2016 has Algorithm's death tally receded, and then only slightly. After months of analysis, our agency has found the only likely source for Algorithm's reduced bloodlust, the beginning of an independent podcast released on SoundCloud and iTunes that had been foretold in the daily demand of Algorithm. Oh my, this podcast is known as You're Gonna Love This? Oh my god, okay. So the government's in on this. Okay, unknown how this podcast is related to Algorithm, although number redacted teams are currently in active surveillance on Adam Redacted, host of the show. Oh god. Okay, I'm gonna have to check my apartment for cameras and stuff later, guys. Okay, let me just keep going here. Okay, so there's a bunch of black lines, and then it says psychological profile. Okay, John is above all subservient, loyal, and unintelligent. That's rude, seems. Okay, his constant cloying attempts for approval are likely the reason he continues to stay in the thrall of Algorithm, as since our surveillance started, the only individuals to give him any approval or acceptance are his fellow cult members. Wow, seems like kind of a sad guy. He is constantly bullied at Payless Shoe Store by his superior, his inferiors, around 50% of customers he encounters. Payless has had to give multiple gift certificates to 45 customers who complained about the hideous scarring surrounding John's bowl cut. That doesn't seem relevant to the psychological profile. Okay, the rest is redacted except for just the last sentence, which says, no attempts will be made at this time to contact or stop John or Algorithm's activities. Further investigation is required. Wow. So apparently I'm on some more government watch list than I had already thought. Internet browsing history being what it is for all of us. But God, okay, I shouldn't be making jokes right now. This is scary stuff. Oh boy. Well, hopefully next week we just get back to the audio files. Those are pretty funny. I guess I kind of feel like I'm on John's side though after reading that Thanksgiving note he left and seeing this pretty rude government document about him. Well, I don't know what to say, guys. I just I guess I keep subscribing to You're Gonna Love This podcast on iTunes and SoundCloud, and leave a review telling me how you think of the show, and maybe that'll have a real effect on the world. That's what this document seems to say. And now it's recording. Okay. Welcome back, everybody, to You're Gonna Love This. Barrett, do you now fully remember Cars by Gary Newman?
I absolutely knew this song. Yes, I do remember.
How was your experience with Cars?
The first time around, it was pretty fun. Mm-hmm. I went into my room and I have some chores to do, so I was just kind of folding laundry and listening to Cars, and it was fun.
Good.
And then the second time around, it was also pretty dancey.
Not too bad, yeah.
It was a little tedious the third time, but I would say all in all thoroughly passable.
Okay, pretty. So like maybe a 6.5, 7 out of 10.
Yeah,
right in
it's
that
a
range.
weird song. There's like only lyrics at the beginning.
Yeah, there's a lot of long sections of like just synthesizer.
The same thing over and over again.
Yeah. And it's definitely.
I definitely thought I was gonna have to come out here like a minute before I actually did.
Well, the song is repetitive and impossible to tell. I did, I think, a pretty good job of looping it so that it was it was unclear to you whether the song had started again or.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, that was my omission. Barrett, are you ready to hear your song?
I'm a little nervous. Actually.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Would you mind switching the microphone settings so that they can hear my guitar good? That's it. All right. Jingle bells ain't ringing, the stores they ain't quite closed, carolers ain't singing, the cedars still stand in rows. It's late November now, December get here quick. I need Christmas so I don't feel quite so homesick. I'm patiently waiting for Christmas, sitting in my cabin alone, waiting for someone to call me home. I'm patiently waiting for Christmas, sitting in my cabin alone, waiting for someone to call me home. Mom and Dad don't talk no more, except when Santa's at the door. Sister stays away all year, except when Christmas time is here. Oh, I'm patiently waiting for Christmas, sitting in my cabin alone, waiting for someone to call me home. And I'm a sad, sad boy waiting for Christmas to get here soon. Would you mind sitting the microphone back?
Got it.
All right. That was your song actually done. Take 2.
You don't have to tell him that.
I'm telling him. I keep it honest and real on this podcast.
I appreciate that.
I messed up the first time. Had to do a redo. And
listeners, it was just like a thing with his fingers. It wasn't like he had to rewrite a lyric or anything.
That's true. That's true. I didn't see a shocked look on Barrett's face when I said a horrible slur, and then realized, oh, I shouldn't have said that.
Don't put that word in there.
No. So first impressions, Barrett.
That was amazing.
Oh.
It really was. I don't know. Like, I know you don't want me to give a value rating yet, because there's a part of the podcast where I do that.
You can say that you enjoyed it. Just don't say right away if it's perfect or not. Just tell me how you feel.
I am a firm believer of the idea that, like, things come into our lives at the perfect time that they're supposed to. And, like, your song spoke to me on an emotional level.
Oh.
Like, stuff we didn't even talk about. Like, Mom and Dad don't talk unless Santa's near the door.
Yeah?
Like, that's my house.
Oh.
Like, my parents split when I was really young. That's just been Christmas for me.
Yeah.
And, like, sister doesn't come home. Like, that's my... You just, like, got it all right in there.
Wow.
And I love the, like, twangy westernness of it. I don't know if that's what you're going for, but that's what I got from it. Just stars.
All right. So yeah, that's a real quick review. Let's dive a little deeper.
Let's dive in. Sorry, I just had to rave.
It's okay. I do this so that people enjoy. I don't like do these songs because I don't want people to like them.
Oh, it was awesome.
So I'm glad. I'm always happy when people actually do. Did I get the? I think the one part that I think maybe was a little lost was the Newman-esque qualities that I could have brought in, but that's not necessarily, that doesn't mean it's going to be imperfect or not. But
yeah, I think just in the fact that Randy Newman just like talks a lot, he just kind of tells stories.
Right.
It wasn't quite a Randy Newman song, but that's all right. You couldn't possibly combine all those things I like.
You know, but that's my job. That is the job I've given myself, is to fulfill the insane requests that are asked of me. I had to write a Beatles remix one time. I didn't know what that would be, and then I did it, and that went pretty well. But I think that's just a personal note that I realized as I was writing, and I'm like, I don't know if this is actually anything about Randy Newman, but
it was good.
That's okay.
Can I look at the lyrics?
You can, please examine, see what you think.
Because I kind of forgot the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And it's late November now. Like, you wrote it for today.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, it just played right into that thing's, like, perfect time for everything.
Well, I mean, that is the goal of this podcast, is to write the perfect song for my guest in the moment. That's all. I don't think I can write a song that will be perfect for you to listen to all the time. That in 10 minutes.
Doesn't exist.
No, I don't think there's a perfect song for anybody all the time. But for Barrett right now, I was trying to write the song that Barrett wanted.
Yes.
Well, I guess that's enough preamble. Let's just get right to it. I will remind you before you give your judgment, because I'm feeling like you want to give it a perfect rating.
Read me the rights first.
Perfection is difficult to come by.
It is.
If there were flaws that you perceived, even if it was a song you adored, that means that it wasn't perfect. So before I actually give you the permission to say if it was perfect or not, I want to know, did you perceive any flaws? Could you think of something that you didn't like or wish would have been a little different if it was the perfect song for you?
If I say yes, then I have to answer it's not the perfect song.
And you want to hold it back?
It feels like the perfect song.
Uh-huh.
But I know there's surface level flaws.
I guess the question is, are the surface level flaws, did they make you not like it? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, like, no, not at all.
If it's not a flaw if you're not affected by it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
If I although I think if I like messed up a lyric, like if I said a word wrong, like that's enough. Like that's for me. Like if I do that, I don't know. That means it's not perfect. But I'm asking you if it's the perfect song for you.
You didn't mess up a lyric.
I didn't. I did a good job this time.
Okay.
Okay. Barrett.
Yes.
Did I write you the perfect song or not?
Adam Moshcatel.
Yes, Barrett Vandiver.
You did write me the perfect song. You get yourself a 4 in 19.
Wow. I'm over the Mendoza line.
Over the Mendoza line. I'm proud to be the one who put you there.
Barrett, I don't know how this is going to work out, but the process so far on my podcast has been, if you give a perfect song, you are immediately asterisked.
Yes.
And put on the queue to be a part of the YGLT advisory perfection advisory board.
Oh my goodness.
So that still hasn't happened yet, but whenever you come down to LA, you will need to go in front of the board, re-listen to the song, and determine whether it truly is a perfect song.
Oh, and this will be in like spring.
Probably, yeah.
Oh man,
this will be interesting. So this and the two other board members are Carl Powers and Byron Wu.
Oh,
two men that you know pretty well.
Interesting that you write the perfect song for people you have extended relationships with.
Yeah, crazy. But they will be there to advise you. And my guess, try to tell you that it's not the perfect song. but it'll ultimately still be your decision whether you want to give it a full yes, and then we can move it from asterisk pile to full on perfect.
Full on perfect pile.
Yeah. Barrett, thank you so much for coming on.
It was a delight the whole time.
Oh, thank you.
Thoroughly enjoyable.
Let's do some plug-in.
Yes,
let's I'll start real quick. If you want to see me do improv, you can go to facebook.com/dadjokescomedy. That is where my improv team posts all of our shows, so you can know there. You can like YGLT at facebook.com/YGLT podcast. Yeah, it's got a nice little logo. It's got the Y, the G, the L, and the T. I designed it. I'm bragging. What else do I do? If you would like to have a song written for you, all you need to do is review my podcast and write me an email at ygltpodcast@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
I'm speaking real slow because my dad told me he had a hard time understanding me.
YGLT podcast
Yes.
at gmail.com.
Yes, and the part that he really has a trouble understanding is you must use the subject line goofed, spelled goof apostrophe D, ya, ya, with my review. So that to repeat, goofed ya with my review must be the subject line. If that is not the subject line, you will not receive a free song. Otherwise, it's open for anybody. The first 50 reviews will get a free song.
You're signing up for quite the endeavor.
I just want people to do it. So far, one review, and no, 3
One
reviews.
successful use of the subject line, I think, is
Correct.
what should be measured
Exactly.
as a
Yeah.
success.
That's what it is. One person got kind of. Basically, you'll get form letters until you put it in accurately, and then you will receive your song shortly thereafter. Barrett, what plugs you got?
So I'm here in Seattle at the University of Washington.
Yeah.
If you like improv and you're anywhere near this university, come see the University of Washington's best and only improv troupe, The Collective.
Woo!
With proud alumna Adam Moshcatel, Byron Wu, and Carl Powers.
Very true. Yeah.
We do shows almost every week, Friday, 9 o'clock, Ethnic Cultural Theater. But if you would like to get specific show times, like us on Facebook, which is The Collective.
You look up The Collective and UW, and you'll probably find them.
Yeah, I've always been plugging it wrong as The Collective, UW's best and only improv troupe. That's not what it is. I think it's just The Collective Improv Troupe.
Cool.
If you like the timbre of my voice, if you like the way that I speak, you can listen to the Collective podcast with myself and AJ Sherman as co-hosts.
Yeah.
We're trying to release on a pretty regular schedule over this year where we interview members of the Collective and we do comedy with them. It's fun.
It sounds fun.
I promise it's fun.
You hyped it up hard. Barrett,
I have one last plug.
Please. I'm sorry. I tried to
Finally,
interrupt.
if you like other comedy, come to another comedy place that I work at,
Yes.
Jet City Improv, which is like a Seattle's comedy, and they do long form and short form. I'm on some of the short form stuff.
Very true. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
These are all places you can come and see Barrett or listen to Barrett if you're only wanting the
I'm
podcast.
trying to build a fan base of at least one.
Yeah, that's a good. My improv troupe recently got a fan. It feels
Yeah.
good. Yeah. It's good to have a fan. Barrett, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for the perfect song.
Oh, we will be in touch about whether that is an accurate description of the song. That is all I got. Bye.
Bye, listeners. Enjoy your drive home.
Yeah, don't be too sad until Christmas time.
And go change your laundry.
Yeah, bye.